Hey guys, today I'm going to be discussing Death Ray on a Coral Island, and my main argument is that, for the most part, this movie actually goes against uh, most of the Confucianism ideology as a whole. And the main reason behind that is because it seems like Professor Zhao was working on this highly efficient nuclear battery. One, because I'm sure the people need it, which is, related to social duty, but I'll get to that in a second. But on the other hand, his relationship with Uncle Hugh or Mai Tai, just a good friend of him and his family's, I believe, they were able to, work on it together. They were very close for a while. Um, it just seems like there isn't really a big factor of, you know, social hierarchy or social duties in this instance because it seems like they're doing it more for, you know, just from personal interest or personal gain, or just it's something that they're truly, prideful about and that they personally enjoy doing. And also, being able to be that close with your colleagues is actually pretty hard to find. So, seeing that, in a, Chinese movie from the 80s, it should speak volumes. But, another way that they, didn't really display, the idea of social duty or anything is that whenever Uncle Hugh or Mike Day found out that Professor Zhao was killed, he was just completely distraught. He seemed completely unmotivated. I'm pretty sure he passed out in the moment. Then it skipped to that scene of him like running along the ocean, and then all the flashback memories come back, and the water turns red and everything like that. So it just the movie tends to focus more on um, just the relationships between the characters, other than the actual plot. Of Blancis trying to steal the highly efficient atomic battery for the USSR and so on, and him using glasses as the hitman, and you know. But it just I don't see anything in this film that's really forced. Everything is because they want to you know personally be involved in this because it's truly what they like to do. And another example of this is Uncle Hugh or Mai Tai, but I'm pretty sure that's what Professor Zhao's uh, younger daughter refers to him as whenever he comes to the Christmas party in that flashback. But during that flashback, you know, Uncle Hugh is so happy to see everybody, and he even after a few minutes of talking, he even walked up to Professor Zhao and he gave him a key, and he was saying, that hey, you need a laboratory, right? Well, here's the key to it. So it seemed like they worked really well together, and it's not because they had to. It's because they wanted to, and they actually cared about each other and loved each other, and had a very strong family dynamic between everybody. So now the one thing I will say is that the end, I would say, if anything, the end displays social duty because right before Uncle Hugh or Mai Tai is about to pass, the last thing on his mind is hit that button and destroy that submarine that's getting away from the island. The same people who tricked him and pretty much locked him on that island for what was it, 10 years, I believe. So I'd say that's really the only true example of social duty and Confucianism is kind of towards the end piece of the movie. But overall, again, I'd say for the most part that um, just this movie focuses more on personal relationships and the dynamics between all of the characters rather than the plot itself. So that's kind of the main reason why I'm saying that it doesn't really, include the ideology of, Confucianism that much. So, all right, well, thanks for listening. That's what I have.